Hi everybody. I am so happy to be here and be covering for Connie while she is in Greece. And yes, if you're wondering, am I in the car? I am in the car. I have been at a fabulous book signing with a wonderful author, Wade, and so it's really exciting. I'm up here close to Cleveland and I didn't want to miss this live. And hi Marta, hi Ada, and so hi Debbie. Everybody's getting in here. I'll take a couple seconds to let everybody get into the group and then we will get started. We have a wonderful topic tonight. Hi Barbara. And we're going to talk about the people you lose along the way. Hi Yvonne. I don't know if, hi Mariah. I don't know if you guys were able to take the time to read my blog yet. I posted a blog today. Hi Robin. How's Florida? Hi Mary. I posted a blog today. Hi Kelly. On the people we lose along the way. So I wrote the same topic for my blog that I'm going to talk about tonight. And oh, I'm so glad, Debbie, that you loved the blog. In life, it's inevitable that we are going to lose some people along the way in our journey. And the losses that I'm speaking about are not losses that happen because of a death. I'm talking about the losses of people that we lose as we go through our life. We could lose those people because of a divorce. We could lose them because of a breakup. We could lose them because of a friendship gone wrong, a betrayal. It doesn't really matter how we lose the people that we lose, but it can be incredibly painful. We can feel blindsided by the fact that people we love and people we trust have just completely betrayed our trust, betrayed our vulnerability. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. When you're involved with someone, when you care about someone, you're very vulnerable to them. You open yourself up. That's what love is all about, right? And so when they hurt you, when they betray you, or they have a situation where they're not completely honest with you, doesn't really matter. We're left trying to pick up the pieces and wondering what in the world just happened. And what I want to make sure that everybody gets is that is grief. I think, like I talked about in my blog, some of the most difficult funerals that we have for people are for the people who are still living. We grieve those losses, and it's a loss. It's sometimes an insurmountable pain that we have to learn to be able to heal from and let go so that we aren't bogged down forever in the grasp of grief. Because I was a grief counselor at hospice for a few years in the beginning of my career, and I have to tell you, it was one of the most rewarding career choices that I've ever had in my life. And yes, that grief was the grief of losing a loved one because of death, but grief is grief. And when you have a loss, it's even a more difficult concept to grasp and to be able to heal from when someone chooses to leave us. It's one thing when someone dies. We are hurt, we are overwhelmed with grief, and just sorrow encapsulates us. But when someone chooses to leave us, that's a whole different story, and it brings up every single feeling that is the most difficult to deal with. And I'm talking about the feelings of low self-worth, the feelings of I'm not enough. Like, why would this person leave me if I was enough? And I'm going to get into the stages of grief that we go through when we are grieving the loss. But also in this weight loss journey, we go through a lot of losses, and honestly, most of the time, I don't feel like we ever saw it coming. When I was losing my weight, I lost friends along the way that I never thought I would lose. I could have been, you could have knocked me over with a feather. That some of these friends completely turned their backs on me and walked away. And of course, they all would say things to me. First of all, they were the ones who didn't support my surgery. Some of them did, but a lot of them didn't. And you know, while we're dealing with that, let's talk about that for a minute. Why would someone not support us in a quest to become our best self? Because it threatens the stability of the relationship and the connection the two of us have. Let me explain that a little bit more. It's like a simple mathematical equation. If you, whoa, there's some loud traffic going by, isn't there? So sorry for that, you guys. But if you have a less than, and when I was 400 pounds, I was definitely on the less than side of the mathematical equations. My friends were over here, and they obviously were greater than. If there's a less than, then there's a greater than. And so they felt greater than me when they were in my presence. And I'm not saying they enjoyed that. I'm not saying they were even cognizant of that. But it's the simple truth that when we change us, it's that butterfly effect. Everything else changes as well. And as we start developing self-esteem, as we start feeling better about ourselves, then all of a sudden, the relationship we have with them, there's no way it's not going to change. Of course it's going to change. And slowly it gets to where we're equal. And then when we really are feeling our best with some people, with the people that we lose along the way, all of a sudden they feel less than. Even though they probably would never verbalize that, and a lot of them would never be aware of it and would deny it very strongly, I'm sure, but it's the truth. When they start to feel less than us, and they've seen us take all the steps to change our life, they've seen us become strong, they've seen us get the confidence that we didn't have before, it changes that equation. And what I've always told people when we talk about this is, when people feel better when you felt less than, don't feel bad about subtracting those people from your life. Don't feel bad about that. So, but that doesn't make it an easy thing. I lost some of my very best friends, not Lori, obviously, but some of my other friends that I was incredibly close to. They couldn't deal with the fact that I was a different person, that I had confidence, that I wasn't constantly apologizing and being a people pleaser and trying to always make sure everybody was happy, because the bottom line of it was, if everybody was happy, they would probably like me better, because I didn't think I was enough for them to like otherwise. And so it was a definite loss in my life. Even though cognitively I could understand this is why this is happening, it didn't take away the grief. So let's get back to the grief. So we lose people that way. And sometimes in this journey, and even not in this journey, people betray us. People are jealous. Jealousy fuels a lot of horrific behavior in human beings. And when we get blindsided by some of the manipulative behaviors of people who all of a sudden are very uncomfortable with the person we're becoming, there's no way that doesn't hurt us, because you love somebody and you don't see the betrayal coming. So here you are, stuck and hurt, brokenhearted, and the reality of it is, you have to learn to get over that. I said in the blog today, I said, you know, when we are hurting as human beings, we want to ask why. Why this? Why did he leave me? Why did she cheat on me? Why did this happen? Why would he all of a sudden not want to be my friend anymore? Why did these things happen? And the harsh, cold reality of it is, why is irrelevant. And no matter what answer someone gives you to that question, it will never be good enough. It'll never be good enough. So the key is here we are hurting. We're devastated by the loss. So how do we begin to heal? And the first thing that I think is instrumental in healing from losses like this is to recognize that it is indeed grief. You are grieving the loss of someone you love. And there are 5 stages to the grieving process. I listed them in my blog today, and the grieving processes are, there's denial, which I always say that denial is the shock absorber for the soul. We're not quite ready for us yet. We can't deal with the fact this is what's happening in my life. So denial is a way that we slowly absorb what the truth is, so that we're not so overwhelmed that we simply just can't emotionally handle it. And then there's bargaining that happens. We try to make sense of the situation. Oh, if I lose weight, maybe he'll come back. If I quit drinking, maybe she'll come home. We bargain with all these things we can do to try to make it work out. And the next phase is the anger phase. And this is pretty simple, pretty cut and dry. Like, you're angry, you're mad. I deserved better than this. You're right, you did. And you have every single right to be angry. And anger can be a wonderful fuel therapeutically if you express it and learn to deal with it in an effective, healthy way. The next stage is depression. And I'm just kind of going through these quick because I'm not trying to spend a lot of time on the 5 stages. But depression, obviously, it just hits you. It starts to sink in. This is terrible. I feel horrible. I don't want to get out of the bed in the morning. I don't want to deal with life anymore. Like, why am I going through this? Like, we're just surrounded and enveloped in sadness. And then the final stage is acceptance. And we're finally beginning to see this situation is what it is. This relationship is over, and nothing I do is going to make it happen again. And it's important to understand you don't necessarily go through these stages all at the same time or in that order. And we also jump around a lot in these stages of grief. We can be angry one day, we can be in denial the next day. We work our way through the stages of grief. And there are so many different things that we can do to be able to help work through that grief. But the biggest thing we have to understand is we can't base our self-worth on what someone else thought of us. I can remember one time a man broke up with me, and I said, I feel like you discarded me like yesterday's garbage. And that's how I felt. I felt discarded. I felt that he held me in zero worth in his life. And I felt really, really terrible about that. And I thought, this is the problem. I wasn't worthy. Right away, I thought, I'm going to lose more weight. I'm going to get in better shape. I'm going to do all these different things. I'm going to change my hair. And he'll see me and he'll regret it. And there I was, forming my opinion of me on his opinion of me. And we just can't do that. We have to be able to stand strong in who we are. We have to be able to say, that's fine. Not everything is for everybody. Some relationships don't work out. And in the case of betrayals and friends who stab you in the back and friends who don't complete the journey of being a lifelong friend with you, you deserve better than that. We all deserve better than that. And at some point, we have to ask ourselves, am I choosing people who treat me this way? And if we are, then that's another thing to work on and to consider. But when we're grieving, none of that matters. We're just feeling miserable. And so, when you're going through that kind of pain, when you're struggling with that kind of grief, it's just really important to have some self-care in there. You have to be able to take care of you. Be gentle with yourself, be patient with yourself, and really allow yourself to work through those emotions that you're feeling. It's hi Lori, hi Catherine, hi Robin. Just wanted to give a shout out to you guys. I've seen a lot of people coming in the room, so I didn't want to get too far off track, but we are so quick to blame ourselves for everything, and sometimes some people are just, it wouldn't matter who it was. You know, Dr. Phil said one time, he said, for every beautiful star in Hollywood, there's someone tired of making love to them. And I thought, whoa, Dr. Phil. But when you think about it, it's a really powerful statement. It has nothing to do with us. When someone cheats on us, when someone leaves us and discards us, when someone betrays us and doesn't treat us the way we deserve to be treated, it has nothing to do with us and everything to do with them. It's a reflection of their character, not ours. And so the way we handle things gracefully is we heal and we carry on with our life. Oprah says the best revenge is to live well. And so grief isn't something that is easily navigated, but it's definitely something we have to work at. I mean, we all know for a while we want to feel bad. We don't want to feel better. Hi, Janet. Let's see, Debbie, what are you saying? By losing those people, I've replaced them with people that think like I do, have the goals I have. Absolutely. For every person that leaves your life, I can tell you this, God is going to replace them with someone better. And every door that's shut in your life, a better door is going to be opened. But we can't keep looking back. We can't focus on the people who left our lives, and we have to really focus on what can I learn from this? What can I do to become my best me? What is the message and the lesson I can get from this situation so I can move on and I can be happy again? I think that we all have times in our lives when we don't want to feel better, and it's okay to cry. It's okay to lick your wounds. It's okay to feel bad for a while. That's okay. But we have to be able to be a catalyst for ourselves to start healing and to start feeling better. And there are gonna be those people. I say it all the time on my page. I say it to my friends. I say it to my son. Jealousy is an illness, and people need to get well soon. And in this journey, there's so much jealousy. There is so much jealousy in this weight loss arena, because you have people who have been suffering from a low self-esteem for a long, long time. And when they start losing weight, they don't magically develop that self-esteem. So not everyone who loses weight becomes the mean girl, but a lot of times all of that unresolved anger and hurt that's inside, and then you're still feeling less than. Even though you've lost the weight, you're still feeling less than. It causes you to still compare yourself to everybody. And the second that some people see someone that they think, oh, she might look better than me, or she had more success than me, or she lost more weight than me, then they have to, all of a sudden, that jealousy takes over. And then that's when we get a lot of that betrayal I'm talking about. And there's no, I wish there was some easy band-aid to fix the hurt that's left from that. And it's really, really sad that as we're bettering ourselves and as we're improving everything about us, especially our health, that we have to lose some people that we've loved along the way and that we've been really, really good to. It's hurtful. It's devastating. It breaks our hearts. And probably remember that denial I was talking about earlier, when you see some friends acting like that, and all of a sudden you're like, these people aren't supporting me anymore. Like I feel, you know, we can feel that energy when it's happening. Hi, Terry. And hi, Susan Ann. Yeah, she said, I am my own worst enemy. right, Janet, when someone leaves us, it is their loss, but it still hurts. It doesn't take the sting of that rejection away. And when we start to feel that energy from somebody, but then we think, oh, maybe she was just having a bad day, that's that denial. That's that denial we're talking about. And then we're saying, well, you know, like maybe I'll call her and ask her to go to lunch next week, or maybe I'll do this with her. That'll make her happy. That's the bargaining I'm talking about. Then eventually we're like, you know what, forget that bee. And that's the anger. And so we move through those stages and we see things coming. And the stages of grief don't have to take a long time. Sometimes you can go through them that fast. And not when it's coming to a loss of a person, but just in general, depending on what it is. And so as we work on ourselves, as we develop a stronger sense of self, like Janet said, we're able to begin to say, all right, I've cried my tears, I've licked my wounds a little bit, and I deserve better than this. So if you don't want to be a part of my life, that's okay, because someone else will. And I said in the blog today, I was telling a friend of mine how I had lost some friends and how they had, in my opinion, abandoned me and just left my life, basically. And she said, oh, so God took your trash out. And it's so true. As someone can walk away from you, you let them walk. You absolutely deserve better than anybody who would walk away from you. And so that is kind of the biggest point that I think is crucial to our healing. As we begin to discover our worth, then even though those rejections and those betrayals hurt, we're able to say, okay, I didn't see that coming and that hurt, but guess what? I'm okay. I was okay before I met you. I'm okay now. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Kathy. So I invite you guys to check out my blog. It's kelleygunter.com, or also youhavessuchaprettyface.com. Robin, you said I love that. What do you love? Kathy, you said I like that too. Tell me what you guys like. What do you love? It's so dark out here. That's exactly right. If you don't want to be my fan, that's okay. There's 7 billion people on the earth. That's exactly right. And you know, when you're around people who really support you and who have your best interest at heart, it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. Hi, Joe. So wonderful. Hi, Sherry Ann, to be with people who really celebrate you. And again, I say all the time, you have to feel safe to shine in someone's presence. And if you can't feel safe to shine in someone's presence, then you need to really rethink that relationship and what's going on. Hi, Alexis. Yes, God has taken out your trash. And, you know, let it be out to the curb with the rest of the garbage. No one who betrays you and lies to you and leaves you was part of your future. So there's something better waiting ahead. Robin, you said what you said about losing people and letting go of the trash. Yep. We have to be able to be aware of that, and that self-talk that we have to be able to say, I'm better than this. I'm better than this, and I'm going to move forward. And like Oprah says, the best revenge is to live well. And if you can't love yourself, no one else is going to love you. So a big step in that is saying, you know, you may have left me, that's fine. Somebody else will come along. Somebody else will love me, really me. And to remind yourself of that all the time. All the time. There is someone who you will feel safe to shine in their presence. There is someone that it will be so much easier. It shouldn't be a chore to be with someone. And people who can betray you, people who can lie to you and cheat on you and have no respect for the fact that you trust and love them, then that's a person that you should be okay with letting go of. It takes a while. I'm not saying it's an easy fix, but work through the grief, work through all those feelings. It's okay to feel all the range of those emotions. You have to work through the grief. You can't go over grief. You can't go under it. You got to go through grief. It waits on you. And so as you work through that, and as you challenge yourself to really, really say, I deserve better than this, then you begin to heal, and you begin to be happy again, and you get the friends, and you get the mates that are really, really going to be good for you, and that you're going to find lasting happiness with. So, hi Yates. Yep, live well. Hi Dawn. Hi Vivian. So, I said I was going to give away a book, a water bottle, and a t-shirt tonight. And so if you guys will all please comment in the comments section one thing you've learned about grief. After this is over, tomorrow we will announce who won the book, the water bottle, and the t-shirt, and I will contact you to get your size and find out which t-shirt you want. Hi Lee, hi Lois. Okay, Nancy, what are you saying here? Kelley, you are so right. If we don't deal with our grief, it will force us to deal with it when it wants to be dealt with. It's true. I said in the blog today, I said that grief is like fog. It's like a fog that hangs over a city and just waits. It doesn't dissipate. It waits on us. And some people go their whole life and they still have unresolved grief. And it causes a lot of other issues. Don't let that be you. Work through the grief. Feel the feelings you're feeling, and then move forward. It's a beautiful life out there. There are people who will love you. There are people who will celebrate you. There are people who will champion you. And those are the people that you want to have in your circle. So, okay, if you guys will all do that, we'll let people leave comments up until midnight tonight. So leave your comments about one thing you've learned about grief. And, Kathy, oh good, I'm glad you like that. You have to work through it. You have to go through it. Right, you're right, Alexis, you can't avoid it. Debbie, yep, acceptance is the hardest part to understand, and you move forward. So, absolutely, hashtag celebrate you. Okay, so you guys, thanks for checking me out. Let me know what you have learned about grief in this segment. And somebody's going to win a book, a water bottle, and a t-shirt. So remember that you are so worth more than anyone who left you, more than anyone who rejected you, more than anyone who betrayed you. You are perfectly made by God, and you can celebrate yourself and live firm in that self-respect. Live firm in that self-respect. You absolutely deserve to be celebrated. Okay? I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and I look forward to reading all your comments. Okay, good night.